Hello, my name is Arial Wagner, and I will be doing section 2, which is the forensic application of our case study. Polynomorphs are microscopic organic particulates that are found in all living things, especially things like botanicals, fungi, and animals of the zoological nature. Palynological profiles are unique to each location. This means as of yet, no two places anywhere have the same palynological profile. And this means that we can use that knowledge to our advantage in criminal cases where they need to prove someone is in a particular place or not. This case involves a woman who claimed she was raped by her boyfriend, and with that, she claimed she was forced to lie down in a wooded area in the town that they live in. The boyfriend claimed it wasn't rape, but instead consensual sex, and they were not in the wooded area, but instead at an open turf park that was around 200 meters away from the wooded area. I'll share my screen. Okay, so what you can see from this picture here is stars A and B. That is going to be where the woman claims that they were and where she was raped by her boyfriend. And you can see over on the left-hand side, star C, which is where the boyfriend claims that they were in the the open park. So you can clearly see they're totally two different places. If the boyfriend was in fact in the same area as the woman claims he was, or vice versa, the clothing from each party will have similar, if not the exact same, palynological profiles, and both clothing profiles will match the location of where they actually were. In order to corroborate either story of events that took place, analysts needed to match the polynomorphs found on the clothing of both parties to either of the physical places they had claimed to have been. The two hypotheses were that the parties had either lain on the ground in the wooded area, which is the woman's story of the rape, or that the parties had lain in the open turf park, which is where the boyfriend claims that they were. So these are pictures of where the analysts were testing for the palynological profiles. The top picture is the open turf park where the boyfriend claims that they were, and this middle and bottom picture are the wooded area pictures. So you can see that in the middle of this middle picture, there's that dark area that's like the entrance to it, and then the bottom picture is exactly where she claims that they were and that where she was raped. The analysts had to make sure that they gathered enough evidence and samples from around these scenes so that they could create a proper palynological profile based on each site location. It was important to gather samples around the same time that the alleged rape took place, so they gathered the samples within the same week of when they say it happened. If samples were taken too long after the event, the palynological profiles of each location could change. An example of this would be like weather conditions, like rain or winds. It could just change the ground work and what was happening there, so it would change the profiles. A quote from the article is that polynomorphs were retrieved from the exhibits by standard techniques using hot surfactant solution, sieving, and centrifugation, and the labs were followed also by standard techniques. All of the evidence, or once the evidence was collected and sampled, the analysts then compared the palynological profiles against the sites in question. Sharing my screen one more time. So table 3 here, you can see on this left-hand side, all the pluses mean that they were matches for the same botanicals and fungi and stuff that was tested, polynomorphs. This shows the data of all the profiles between the wooded area, the park, and male and female samples that they took. So this is the palynological profile of each section, as well as the male and female clothing. From this table, you can clearly see here that like the pluses on this wooded area side match very, very closely to the male and female sections as well. So from this table, it was meaning forensically that the woman's story of her being raped in the wooded area made more sense based on this evidence presented. These findings, once presented to the boyfriend, ultimately led to his confession, where he stated that he did in fact rape the woman in the wooded area as she had previously claimed. The palynological profiles of the field samples against the polynomorphs found on the shoes and the clothing of each individual made this possible to prove where exactly they had been in the town. Thank you.